What's up, colleagues? Y'all know where you at. It is friends from work. I'm sorry, I paused for a second because I looked at Tory and I try and look right at the camera, and I looked, and you look like a woman leaving the funeral of her fifth husband's, whose name she kind of knew. Going straight to the lawyers. I really miss Franz. Did he transfer everything to my name? What's up, girl?
Hello, everyone.
I like the shades. They're an interesting look. You've never worn shades like that.
So I bought them on Amazon because it's what the younger people were wearing. These oval shaped. This is what the younger people are wearing. And I also am fostering a dog. So you're going to see Betsy in a little bit.
Where is Betsy?
She is over there. And she was on Coco today. And we were getting to try and get her adopted.
Wow. You know who hasn't been on Coco? Me.
I did ask if you could guest star tomorrow. And they said that we need more time, but it might be next week if you're down for it.
They need more time. What do I travel with an entourage? My Will Smith? Yes. It has been quite the day. We need more time to. Is this a rapture?
No, they write it one day in advance.
Of course, I'm messing with you, Tory. It's all good. All right. Well, you are eating something that looks very gross.
This is a meat stick.
Is that a chomp? Because if so, I like those.
It is a chomp.
Okay, I changed that. Okay, I'm down with that. I think I'm with a lot of people. I am down with some road stop jerky.
Me too.
Like, especially when I'm like in the middle of kind of nowhere, somewhere in the Midwest and the South, and they got that local jerky. I'm getting it every time.
I like jerky. It's good protein. You got to watch the sodium, but I just need.
I don't think you have to watch it. It's more sodium than it is anything else, and that's all right. You know that going in.
Yeah, let's see how much sodium this is in. Oh, I ripped it so you can't see.
Maybe that's God's way of saying you shouldn't know.
Oh no, that's potassium. Yeah, I can't read it.
Okay. All right, Tory, we have so much to get to today. I wanted to start with a little bit of levity, but we got so much stuff. I just say we get right into it, and then we'll try and sneak some levity in after that. How about that? That's the way your parents do. This day's going to suck, but we'll get ice cream at 7 p.m. tonight.
Oh, God. That's the lollipop at the doctor's office. That's what happens.
I never even thought about that. You're exactly right. All right. You know what, Tory? I see you were eating like you have one of those weird, like you're a trad wife and your husband watches like everything that's in the house. And you're like, when you get in a fight, you just go to the bathroom and eat a Snickers. Like, that's the way you're like, you can't stop. Yeah, can't stop me now, Phil. Yeah. Yeah, Tory, I've had two, and I was telling Michael Dean this before you popped on, before we went live. I had two random phone calls from two random friends. They called me, and both of them, who do not know each other, were both asking me in different ways, when will we know that it's go time? There has been a lot of stuff online, montages of what looked to be very normal American citizens of different ages, shapes, genders, identities. Everybody is basically saying this is building up, and this may become an American Revolution 2026 style instead of 1776. So, Tory, what do you think an American Revolution would look like? Would that be, it doesn't always have to be violence. This isn't a movie. Violence is on the table, because in every revolution there's violence, but there also are worker revolutions where they go mass strikes, and which that works too.
Yeah, which we're starting to see.
So what do you think?
I think it's ironic. I don't know if you guys know that Trump's favorite musical is Les Miserables, which is also happens to be one of my favorite musicals. But the whole premise of Les Mis,
another thing you and the president have in common, of the multitude.
I'm telling you, it's hashtag twinsies. But the plot of Les Mis is the French Revolution, and the people take up barricades and they fight against tyranny. And the famous song, "Do you hear the people sing?" Singing the song of angry men. And it's all about how they're going to rise up. And Trump loves it. And I'm like, that's what's going to happen to us. Like, it's so strange to me that we are here. But I am not altogether convinced this isn't what Trump wants, because it could suspend voting. And I wonder if this is what he's gearing up for. Again, I've always called, he loves chaos. He's the chaos president. He wants wars in 10 different areas, so I have no idea where I'm supposed to be looking or paying attention to. So I do think, Al, we're on the verge of something. When the Federal Reserve chairman comes on and says, "I'm worried because I'm being treated like a criminal because he announced it." That was a Republican doing their duty to the Constitution, saying, "I'm under investigation because the president doesn't like me," and that's not okay. So Jerome Powell made a very powerful statement. You're coming from the top there. We're seeing Minnesota not get the evidence. The car from Renee Good was taken on a tow truck today. Don't know where that evidence is going. But at some point, the people fight back and they take control. And whether it be a riot, whether it be, Al, Anonymous, the group that is undercover and does cyber attacks and finds things, you know, the anonymous people,
right,
with the Guy Fawkes
mask.
Yeah. Whether it come from technology, I was trying to stay away from like violence, or it comes in something to do with the auto workers all going on strike, or, you know, something where America falls out because a group has said, we're not continuing with this. We're on the verge here. We're on the verge of a revolution. It is a very strange timeline that we're in, where we're watching the beginning of perhaps a revolution, and we're watching the beginning of a dictatorship, and we're in it. We're in the middle of it. And I mean, it's very strange.
And we have no training for it. I think
right. We had very peaceful stuff.
Right. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I used to look at history when I would be in history or listen to my history nerd alert podcasts. I just listen like I'm listening to like how they made Jaws. Like, oh, it's so interesting how that happened. But those are people, no different than me, different time, but same wants and needs: love, shelter, fire, food, protection, same thing. And what do you see with every revolution? Greedy government, people that are working, that money is not going as far. Their wages are being stolen, and they're unhappy. And on top of that, you have a government that is living in, opulence.
Right.
And whatever kind of, whether that be an oligarchy or a czar or whatever it was of the time. And after a while, there's a let them eat cake moment where
I was just going to say that, yeah.
They look up in the castle and they say, well, we're going to come get some of your cake. Or, you just have an inciting incident. And do you know what my homeboy said to me today?
What's that?
It's so powerful that I had forgotten to tell you, and I don't know what hit me, but he said that I was driving today and I was talking to my homeboy Don, and he goes, "Do you know what Renee Good was?" And I was like, "What?" She was like, "She may be the Crispus Attucks of the revolution, where just there is somebody that is killed and the people just see the writing on the wall."
Yeah.
And Renee Good, for as much as they tried to demonize her, what they actually did was bare naked Tory what's going on, which is the blatant corruption and disregard of the rules. I don't care. Dude, the president and the head of Homeland Security cannot come on television and label somebody something or assess a scene that has not been processed yet. You cannot imagine that. If like, there was a domestic situation and they're still figuring out they're, taking samples and taking pictures, and the mayor is on TV saying, "Let me tell you, this guy was a bum. He hit his wife," and it's just like we find out a burglar did it. You can't say those things until there's been an investigation. Law and Order kind of covered this. And they just did it I was like, oh, they're like just laid it bare, Tory.
Yeah, in the White House press conference, you're hearing the same question to Kristi Noem and others. Ready? This was a domestic terrorist. This woman was trying to run down a federal agent. And the press says, how can you say we can't tell what it is before we've had the investigation, yet you're telling us it's a domestic terrorist situation? How can you say that before we have the investigation? So he wants to make America white again. Racist white bitch. I'm so confused by that comment. Are you racist or not? I'm very confused.
I think, Tory, you know what it is when I because I saw Kristi Noem making the rounds on all these shows, and the fact that she was on television so quickly after, you know what hit me, girl, is it reminded me of, and I'm sure you were married for a long time, but if you've ever been in an argument, just a disagreement with somebody, and you're just trying to kind of get to the bottom of it. And when they say one or two things, you go, oh, this isn't a person that can be reasoned with.
No,
like,
right.
There's a moment where like you'll be in the car, and I'm telling you, there have been times where I've said like, no, Tory didn't invite us. And then whatever their response was, which is okay for somebody to push back, but they'll say something so off the wall, I won't say anything back. So I'm like, oh, you're not.
Yeah,
we're
dude,
not.
you could have
We're
like
not. Yeah, you're like, I am in the car with somebody that is crazy. That is not what happened. And they're like, no. And then you came and you told Tory you wanted, and you're like, I know, yeah. And you're just driving like, as soon as I get out of this car, that's like, there's a point where like the arguments are pointless because like, you know, they would go through frame by frame, and she's like, they're stuck in the snow. Yeah, that's right. When and everybody's like, it was so ludicrous and offensive. And I just like I keep saying, and I do say on stage sometimes, I just thought the overthrow of the government would look better and be better done. I thought it'd be like cooler. It's just a bunch of people like, nah, that's not what happened. It's like, well, we're looking at it.
It's from an 82-year-old man who's just like, I'm gonna do it. And for people who are writing in, and you have every right to write in that we saw it on video, what I saw with my eyes and my ears that I trust is that in no way was that officer in harm's way. And when he said fucking bitch right after, that's not someone who was scared, that's someone who was angry. And I saw her wave someone through. And then I heard her say, I'm not mad at you, friend. And then as she tried to drive off to get away from everything, she was shot 3 times in the face. So that's what I saw. I don't know what you saw and what you're seeing and what you're believing. But the main rule of tyranny is don't believe your eyes or your ears. Listen to just us. Trust nothing but what we say. That is an American. That is not an American statement or an American foundation. So we agree. Do you know
who else wants you to trust them, Tory, as we get into another amazing transition by yours truly, professional broadcaster Al Jackson? CBS wants us to trust them. Tory, Nikki Glaser said this weekend, CBS News. And some people are calling BS on their latest report. And that is that the officer in said domestic terror act had internal bleeding.
Internal bleeding.
After that, Tory.
Internal bleeding. He didn't get touched by the car.
Tory, come on, dog.
Like, this is what you mean when you said you thought it'd be cooler. Like, it's just
it's just I thought they would be like, we would find out 10 years later that was AI. You know, like there would be like cool things where like, oh, they had really taken a microchip and implanted it, and it's like, no, we're just gonna go on TV and just lie. But people have seen it. I know, just say it'll be fine. It's really crazy.
And people believe them. Yeah, and they just are like, okay, he is internal bleeding.
What percentage of the population? There's going to be there. People believe that they're lizard people. That's about 12% of the population. Seriously, believes that there are people. I know one of them personally. He is a multimillionaire, most normal guy. Truly thinks that within certain human beings, it's just a shell, and there's a 15-foot lizard inside. They're called lizard people. Look them up. So I'm saying there's always be a section of the population that believes something. Birds aren't real.
Well, listen,
whatever. So what do you think it is? How many do you think truly believe?
Trump has and maintained about a 35 to 37% in core Trump supporters that will believe anything that comes out of his mouth. They'll call me a Karen. They'll tell me they don't, and all I am is a citizen that is seeing what she's seeing and believing in herself instead of listening to what the federal government wants me to hear, because that's not an American way of life. So about 35 to 37% of people in America are behind this man. Now, he was elected twice, which is incredibly embarrassing in my point of view, but he was boasted and kept up by that 35 to 37%. They've not gone away. They have not gone away. And so they will stay with him for whatever he says. Even if he says there are lizard people or this is happening and this is happening, they will believe whatever that man says, whether or not they have daddy issues, which is my theory. They look up to that man and see a strong daddy, and they want to have a dad that loves them and America first, and they don't care who they kill, and they just want daddy to love them. I think a lot of this is 37% of people, some real bad daddy issues that look up to Trump in a way that's unhealthy for your psyche. But they have stuck with him the entire time. So it might be a little lower due to his poll numbers, but the midterms will tell all, won't they? The midterms will tell us.
Will they?
Well, I'm hoping that do you hear the people sing? I'm hoping the people sing. I'm hoping the people sing.
I just feel like at this point, remember when all of this was not only conjecture, but seemed kind of reckless to be saying, I don't know if I have been saying that. I was like, there's no way that they can. I'm speaking from their point of view. There is no way that they can allow people to go to the polls. There's a 0% chance that can happen. That's zero. It would be a wipeout. They're going to have to do something. What do you think? They're going to implement some policies that are going to swing things around. They just killed a woman on television. Like y'all we are, well, it leads to a different discussion, but one that we may need to have. And honestly, DBL isn't on the air, but I'm glad that we're on the air, and kind of glad that we're on this medium because we don't have the guardrails and we can kind of talk about things that are a little bit more a little edgy.
Absurd.
Well, I don't know. Is anything absurd right now? Anything?
I think this whole country has gone surreal and absurd. I mean, we're in crazyville. We're in don't believe
that's my point.
Level.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, Tory, my question to you is, can we come back to normalcy? Because quite frankly, we have just proven that there are no rules. Epstein files, caught red-handed, nobody went to jail. No rules. So then there are no rules for anybody. At least that's how I feel.
I've said to you over and over again, there's no enforcement. This guy, the president, there's no checks and balances in this administration. The Supreme Court tells him what he can do, whatever he wants. The Congress allows him to do whatever he wants. But I promise you, and this is coming from someone from DC who studies politics, this is a once in a lifetime type of presidency and administration. Americans do not like extremes, and they will go back to a status quo in which things settle down. Once you get rid of Trump, and we have how many, 3 years left?
We're not making it 3 years.
I'm just telling you.
Are you kidding me?
Once he goes, or however he goes, impeached, however it is, everything calms down, because for some reason, it is the cult personality. It is just him that people follow. It's not these crazy American ideas. It's him. And so when he leaves, you are going to see a return to normalcy, and it's going to get boring again, as it should be. But he sticks out as the real reality show president, the talk show president, the con artist president, and people just want him. Once he's gone, all the air is deflated. I believe that. I really, really do.
And that makes sense. And from your lips, I hope that's true. My issue is with me, and I'm assuming people that are going to be like me. Let's use your example that he leaves, everything gets back to status quo, right? And then the Democrats have a bill. We want to, have free lunches for kids in El Paso. And they're like, yeah, the Republicans said no. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that from my The thing is, now that they've shown that there's no rules, and that one side can just, as soon as they Biden couldn't even pass an infrastructure bill that would have put a lot of Americans to work on our fading infrastructure stuff that, like, clearly it's not partisan. It's a bridge.
Like a bridge.
You know?
Yeah. Everybody has to cross the bridge.
And
Yeah.
like even a lot of people in red states would be employed for years with some of these projects. They fought it tooth and nail, got it down to the point where it was basically nothing, just because they didn't want him to pass anything, so they could make the Democrats look like a-holes until Trump could take over the country again. And you know what? It worked. So
Yeah,
from now on, I just don't know if I want to hear from any Democrat that like, oh, we got outvoted. What would a Republican do right now? They go on Fox News and grab their crotch and say, eat this. And
Grab
it
'em
just
by the
seems,
pussy.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
locker room talk. Remember that?
Oh,
And
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
it's, and so like, it just, I think that finally people have been pushed to the point where it's been kind of accepted that like a lot of Republicans are a lot more aggressive than Democrats. I've always said Republicans are like, from my cold dead hands, and the Republicans are like, I mean, Democrats are like, all right, dog, I'm with my homegirl. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, we're just not wired the same. We're not like,
They don't play dirty.
don't
like,
tread
don't
on
play
me.
dirty.
Yeah, it's like there's and to our detriment. I would say that their aggressiveness is
We
why
don't
that they were in
politic well.
power. We were last.
Yeah, they don't
well,
politic well. They don't.
I think
they don't play the way that the
they're
Republicans do.
horrible.
They don't. Yeah. I just want to say something. Craig Hames, F9M, says, all you Democrats are criminals. Trump is the best president ever.
That's a troll. Stop that. You don't.
No,
have
I
to
know
answer
that. I hear you, but I'm just saying that's what I'm talking about when I say the obsession over the man. It's not they believe in these policies. It's not that. It's just him that these people are obsessed with. It's the personality cult around this guy. And I'm like, really? This is your guy? This orange-haired, overly tan buffoon who doesn't read, doesn't laugh, doesn't have a sense of arts, doesn't enjoy anything, doesn't have any friends, doesn't eat well. Like, this is your guy that you think is like,
I mean, clearly, Tory, we're going on 12 years of this.
I know.
We can't be like, I can't believe it's, you know, I just listened. There's a poem. I wish I knew the guy's name. It's like I don't know if it's a poem or it's like a short writing, but basically he just goes through, if you hate women, he's your guy. If you hate foreigners, he's your guy. If you hate poor people, he's your guy. If you like greed, he's your guy. If you like unchecked power, he's your, and they just go through all the things. And I think, and at the end of the piece, the thing was saying basically that he's all of these things, not just one, usually one or two of those things. Like we've had Klansmen run before. We've had sexual perverts run before. We've had fraud criminals run before, but they've never been all of them. Misogyny, cheating, lying, financial lying, and so like what they were saying is he speaks to everybody. They finally see a candidate that is like them. And I think that explains the fervor in which they hang on to him, because I don't think Barack was super popular.
Hugely popular. So
I don't know if there's ever, so was Clinton, but I don't think there was ever a time where like they could just do anything unquestioned. And you know, it's just been something that we've never seen before. And you know, maybe as we move forward, girl, we might just need to do a complete reboot of our system, because clearly it can be bent to the will of one person pretty easily. So, you know, all right, girl, please, you got anything else?
I was just gonna say that some people are writing in, and I've heard this before, that she was an agitator, Renee Good, and that she was there to cause trouble. I don't mean to blow your minds, but you can't shoot someone in the face even if you don't like their agitation or their protestation. That's still not a right to shoot someone in the face and kill them in broad daylight. That's just not how it works. So I don't care if she was there to agitate or she was there to protest. You don't have the right to shoot someone in the face. And because they think he's the second coming, they think it's fine. So again, I don't want to harp on it.
Can I just say something as I think about the paid agitator thing?
Yeah.
Let's go with y'all's theory that she's a paid agitator. Would you get one that just dropped their kid off at school and was with their partner and had a dog in the car? Usually a paid agitator is there to stir some shit up. Yeah, right. You need to probably be on your own.
Yeah.
Put your phone on silent. I'm going to be smashing some windows at that Best Buy over there. Yeah, like totally. You can't be like, who did you pay to disrupt Tory's rally to be mayor? Mike, he's got his kids with him though. So like he can't really, he's gonna yell something out of the car, but he can't really disrupt.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Guys,
Yeah,
come
for
on.
those that say that she put it in drive, legally you're incorrect. Her wheels were turning and she was trying to get out of the way as she was instructed. And right before she said, "I'm not mad at you, my friend." So I know you're listening to these people. I hear that you're believing what they're saying. I just want you to use your critical thinking and look at it for yourself and not from under the thumb, the orange thumb of tyranny. That's all I ask.
Orange thumb of tyranny. That's going to be the name of the autobiography written about this man. All right, Tory, let's talk about somebody who's kind of famous, but they don't want to be right now. Tory, do you know the name TJ Sabula?
TJ
Sabula.
Sabula.
What does TJ Sabula sound like? I feel like it sounds like
get some bourbon.
Come on down to TJ. See, I feel like I sound like I hear like a used car dealership. Come on down, we'll get you in this Chevy.
Yeah, come on down.
Yes. Well, TJ Sabula does not sell Chevys.
By the way, we'll get into it. You tell the story, and then I have an update. By the way, he has just issued a statement.
Oh, really? Now this
Yes.
I do not know. Let me catch
There's
everybody up.
GoFundMe because he was.
Yes. Oh, well, that was
hold.
interesting because I was going to ask you about that too. All right, let me get the boring stuff out of here real quick. Okay, Ford plant worker TJ Sabula was placed on paid suspension after yelling the insult pedophile protector. Yes, yelled pedophile protector at the president while he was visiting the United Auto Workers facility. The president then responded, like all politicians, by flipping him the bird. I'm like,
and
what
yelling,
is this, WWE?
And F you, which is such a metaphor for today. The president yelling and giving the finger to an auto worker from up high.
Yeah, right. I mean, if it could, what a symbol. That will probably be used. Okay, Trump appeared to mouth an obscenity and flip him off. GoFundMe efforts, which have raised over $350,000 at the time of me reading this, have started, obviously. Tory, what did you think about this situation? What do you think about the line between like free speech and you're at work, bro?
It's a great question. Free speech, by the way, if you guys didn't know, is only protected by the government not stopping you from saying anything. So your business is allowed. If it's a private business, they're allowed to say you can't say that. And because of that, he was put on suspension. He has been put on hold, which is why the GoFundMe is out there to help him in his time where he is not being allowed to work. TJ Sabula told an outlet, the Washington Post, that he's worried he'll be targeted for political retribution for embarrassing Trump in front of his friends. But, Al, quote, "I don't feel as though fate looks upon you often. And when it does, you better be ready to seize the opportunity. And today, I think I did that." Since then, he's been suspended without pay, but a GoFundMe has been set up. So you know what? He took the risk. And that's what you do when you're ready to put your dignity and your country on the line and say, I have one opportunity to say this to this man. And Gavin Newsom retweeted and said, "Hit a nerve much?" And he's just showing him giving the finger over and over and over again. So they have every right to put him on suspension. They have every right to do so. But he took that risk and stood up for his country. And I'm very, very proud. I'm very proud.
I mean, and honestly, it's something that needed to be said. You know, Tory, we've all, because of the fact that we took another country's president a couple weeks back and then, killed an American citizen on
and we're taking
TV. Greenland. We've forgotten that the Epstein files, what happened to those deadlines, homie?
More people have been arrested from Venezuela than anyone from the Epstein files.
Nobody except for Ghislaine, who's just like, she's chilling in a low security prison. They gave her a dog. I was like, what is this, the Green Mile? Like, why does she get all this? Like, it's so blatant. It's just like every time. And I want the fake, no matter if it's a troll or whoever, just remember that no matter how mad you get at us libs, there's one person in jail from the Epstein files, and it's a 62-year-old woman.
Yeah.
It's like nobody else. Got him, coach. You have to keep saying it out loud because it is so. It would be like if they were like, we took down Al Capone and the mob, and they're like, who's in jail? There's a bartender that was slinging drinks, and he's done for. It's insane. Like, because what this man yelled wasn't a normal insult, which presidents do have to hear. Famous people have to hear it. We hate you. We love you. Athletes. We saw that with DK Metcalf a couple weeks ago with the man in the blue wig. People, the general public yell stuff at you, but this clearly cut deep.
Yeah. He doesn't react this way to many things. And it was over and over. It was an F you, then the finger, F you. I mean, someone got bothered. Something got under his skin, and it's odd. Usually it's the truth. The closer to the truth is when you get the most defensive. So
do you think we'll ever get the truth? Because I don't.
No. Not if the Republicans own the House and the Senate. No, I don't.
And it's amazing because this goes back to what I was saying earlier, Tory. Then there are no laws.
Exactly. There's no checks and balances. There's no enforcement. There's no rules. It's like a free for all. Let's go to Iran and start bombing them for the people. We don't have business or legality bombing Iran. How about the Venezuelan boat came in?
And by the way, we've already dropped bombs on Iran.
Yeah. And the Venezuelan boat was disguised as a normal airplane carrier.
Do you want to get to that story? Let's do that now. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
No, well, yeah. Tell everybody what you're talking about. That there were, yes.
The Venezuelan boat that we all talked about earlier that was bombed and the fishermen were killed and they weren't even going to America. They obviously didn't have drugs on them. It was like a small boat. It was not, a mule boat. Apparently, we used an undercover plane to drop these bombs, which happens to go against international law and could be now considered a war crime. So that is in the New York Times today, that this boat incident from Pete Hegseth, he could be challenged as a war criminal. Great.
But like what? But again, to what end? I think.
What'll happen? Who will take that down? Like, who's going to take him? The Hague? Like, this country certainly will not hold him responsible. But it was painted, as Michael Dean said, again, it was disguised to not look like military aircraft, but they were hidden. And at some point, there's rules of law and rules of war, and that violated it. And they
rules of engagement, absolutely. Yeah. And like we're sitting, like it's just like I know Venezuelan was like, "What the f?" Like, like we're not even like, like, wow, dude, I have $16 in the bank, and like you're flying a plane over like, and then circling back for the double tap murder.
Yep.
The idea of bullying smaller countries that has stuff that we want, and it appears that, have you been reading these articles that are saying that oil execs are starting to kind of back off of Venezuela anyway? Apparently it's a bitch to get the oil out of Venezuela for whatever reason, and it's very expensive and it's tough. So now it's just like, I just think we're just gonna like leave it, just like, yeah, good luck. And we left his regime in place, so it'll still basically be the same thing going on. So then the question, what was all of that for?
Right, exactly.
We just moved on.
Yeah, and the same thing is like now Marco Rubio, you guys, is being looked at to be the president of Cuba because they might take over.
Shut your mouth.
And someone said, President for Cuba, Rubio, and Trump wrote, might happen. And again, it might not, but it's all this stirred up. So you can't focus. So you don't have one thing to hold on to. So there's no revolution because 18 million other things are happening and everyone's split. And it's very bad. And they just pick certain countries. Let's go there. Let's take this. Let's do that. We aren't in charge of the world.
Well, and also it's illegal to
Yeah,
do that.
it's also against
That's also
the
it's
law.
also very illegal. And I'll just say this before we move on from the Rubio and Cuba situation. There's a there's an incident, and it's weird for me to even speak about because one of the people has passed away. But I'll just say this: I witnessed an incident when I was in high school where a very, very, very large person wasn't necessarily bullying somebody, but he was just effing with them because he could,
Yeah.
And this person had brought some snacks for all the kids that we all hung around, and he took these snacks and he wiped his hands all over them and just made them inedible. And I don't think he was a monster. I think that he was just being a dick, like not a monster, not gonna beat him up after school. I mean, this person was legitimately probably a foot taller than him. The person that he was doing this to I know for a fact, was taking like growth hormones. He was an extremely small person. This person was an extremely large person. And he had just been kind of being a dick to this guy all year, not really registering with me. And when he destroyed those snacks that little guy brought in, to this day, I've never seen people throw the word. There's a TV show called Snapped, and people are like, man, I snapped. When you really see somebody snap, Tor, when you really see it in real life, he went at this guy that he was giving up. I don't know. I would say the one guy was probably 5'4". The other guy, I know for an absolute fact, was 6'6". And it seems funny and silly, but when you mess with people long enough, they don't care what you do to them because you've already taken away their dignity to a point where even if you kill them, it would be more dignified than how you've been treating them. And when we keep messing around with these countries, thinking, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Read Cuba's history. People have tried to roll up in there. They got lots of sugar. Why don't they have it? Why haven't people taken over Afghanistan, Tory? Why aren't the Russians in Afghanistan? Why are we in Afghanistan? Why not? They're a bunch of dumb sand people, right? Go take their stuff. But weirdly, no one's been able to do that. Why? If all these dumb brown people have all this stuff, we can go take them. Why haven't they done it? Because every time y'all try and roll up in there, you catch a hot one. And so go ahead and see how that works out. Do you think they haven't tried to install a different regime in Cuba? Do you guys like read things? Like they tried this. It did not work. So good luck, bro. All right, Tory, let's move on. I did want to get your thoughts on this. How about should we do a quick palate cleanser? Because we've been going. Okay, we're going to do a little palate. Oh, yeah, we've been going hard. So let's do this.
I was called a kid.
Guys, I've known Tory for almost 10 years. We've called each other every name in the book. Aaron, you have to learn to get your insults right. I'm no shade to anybody. Tory's the most fun person you would ever hang out with. That's not a Karen. You can call her something else, but don't call her a Karen. That'd be like calling me a penny pincher. Like, you can call me something. That's not right.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Insulting people. But Tory is not a Karen. Like, you're just using the word wrong. That's really embarrassing on your end. Tory, you know what else is embarrassing?
What's that?
Kiefer Sutherland getting in a little dust up during a ride share. Police say that Sutherland was arrested in Los Angeles after an alleged incident with a rideshare driver involving criminal threats. That's right. And that's what everything says. After, obviously, he posted bail. Is this celebrity entitlement, or do you think this is something darker? I actually did listen, Tory, to like this this Uber driver that was just talking about why he switched to driving during the day.
Oh, wow. Because of alcohol?
Because he was like, if you really want to see what human beings are, as opposed to what we say we are during the day, like, oh, hi, I'm Tory. And when you see, can you imagine picking up drunk people over and over? You're going to get entitled people, mean people. Are you stupid? It's at the light. Stop. Can you imagine that? Like, oh, I would. Oh, my goodness.
people puking in your car and then being like, "You clean it up." Like, it's terrible.
Absolutely.
I think
Did you hear my ride share story when I told you and Sarah I was taking an Uber pool years ago? Do you remember Uber pool?
of course.
Okay, for the people, if you don't know Uber pool, for a while Uber did this thing where it's like, if you wanted a little bit of a cheaper ride, you could do Uber pool. So like the Uber would pick me up and then it'd be like, now we got to go get Tory. And I'd be like, shit, because like I don't want to I don't know her. And so like then you'd have to go get another rando and they get in the Uber pool and then whoever was closest would get dropped off first. And one time I was in an Uber pool in LA and they picked up like this really kind of small in stature, like just like a, I don't know how to say demure without being degrading, like a 5 foot, very quiet Indian girl, and she had her purse with her. She was very quiet. She was sitting in the back. I was in the front with the Uber driver, and I kept thinking that I was hearing something, and I was like, what is that noise? And I looked in his mirror, and she was like, in the most polite way, just vomiting into her purse and shutting it. But it was just like quiet, because I was just like in the front, and obviously we're not listening. I was like, what is that? And I just like looked, and I was like, I just see her like very like she had gone to finishing school to puke in her purse and then shut it. It's so gross. So Tory, have you had an incident in an Uber or in a ride share? And what do you think about this incident with Keith? Because this just sounds like drunkenness to me.
Yeah, I think Kiefer, as we all know, is somewhat of a rager. I don't know if that's what the kids call it, but
they do not.
Okay. He partakes in the fun. He also is known to be somewhat aggressive, and has just like a little edge to him. Has an edge. So Kiefer with alcohol mixed with someone that doesn't believe in his belief system, I could oh my God, I could just see it go wrong. And he's like, you have 24 hours to fix this. I don't know.
I don't get it. Like, first of all, Kiefer, no shade, you're 60, bro. You can't be doing this, dog. You're too old to be having drunken incidents in a car. Get a hold of yourself. You're an A-list celebrity. Act like it. Handle your shit.
Yeah,
he's an A-lister.
I don't think he's an A-lister.
You think he's B-list?
Well, he's certainly not like a Tom Cruise level high. Like,
no, there's different levels of A. I will give you that.
Okay, yeah.
But give me an example of a B-list celebrity, and colleagues, if y'all could give an example of a B-list celebrity, who would you?
Like Crispin Glover.
Who's that?
He was it's a kind of hard. He was in Back to the Future. He was the bad guy in Charlie's Angels. Who's a B-list?
Like somebody, and again, this is like who's the guy? The Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, he was I would agree with this. Jag in Arizona nailed it. He's an 80s A-list. He was a big deal in the 80s. I agree with you. But he was a TV star in 24, but I don't he won't bring in eyeballs if he's on a marquee of a movie. Like, I don't think Eric Kiefer's in it. Like, I don't know.
That's fair. Is Tom Hanks still A-list then? Using
Absolutely.
Tom Hanks hadn't had a hit in a while, girl.
I've said that before too. I've been like, what's happened to Tom
But
Hanks?
He's forever A-list.
He will bring, you could just put his name up and I'll go and see it because it's him.
Who said Meghan Markle? That's a perfect one. Way to knock it out of the park. Let me get that name. Wisdom with a Miss C. Yeah, that's great. She's great because she's recognizable, controversial. If you saw her somewhere, you wouldn't be like, why is Meghan Markle here? But at the same time, she doesn't have like a body of work. You just know her.
Yeah. And someone wrote,
that's a great one.
Dancing with the Stars celebrities. That's also a really good point. Like, anybody who goes on is looking to spice up to get up a little bit. But right. Tom Hanks will never ever not be an A-lister. Always.
Okay. All right. We have this. And did anybody say if they Jason Momoa, he's A-list?
I would think he's A-list. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Come on.
Cillian Murphy is A-list.
Yeah, okay. This could be a whole show, which I'm kind of down because I kind of want to argue about dumb stuff. I know a lot of people want to be like the Senate. I'm like, I want to argue about whether,
Remote is A-list.
yeah, should Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince have a statue? And I would be firmly on the side of yes. I do.
Agreed.
I think
Agreed.
there's like, that's the one thing, and I will say this, Tory, that I've noticed and tried to be active in recognizing and working against is because everything is so haywire now. We're all working so hard and we have so much stress. I've noticed myself like focusing less and less on the arts. I don't listen to music as much in the car. You listen to podcasts about the world falling apart. And I've actively tried to continue, even when I don't have time, to do something artistic or do something, that is, away from this world, because part of being a human being is also just experiencing the 99% of it that doesn't have to do with politics.
Yeah, and I will say that, like, living in DC, the Obamas, even the Bushes, they would go out and see plays. They go to restaurants in DC. They would see, they go to bookstores in DC. Trump never takes in any of the arts. Even though he put his name on the Kennedy Center, which is ridiculous and illegal, by the way. There's already a lawsuit. You can't do that without the Senate approval. But he never enjoys the arts. Doesn't go to museums. Doesn't enjoy that. So it's really good. And for everyone talking about being clean and sober in the chat, bravo. I am so proud of you.
Oh, yeah. I hesitate to say this, colleagues, because it was in my my homeboys from Cleveland thread. But one of my friends that posts a lot of articles on the thread said that I think drinking is down to 54% in most adults.
Yeah, it's really low.
And even if it's 60%, can you imagine what it? I don't think I knew anybody that didn't drink 20 years ago.
Yeah, like, now I know fewer people. Like, when I go out for my birthday dinner, more people are probably sober than not. Like, that's how much it's gone.
Well, we did go out for your birthday dinner. Let's do some math there. Who was drinking? And you talk about your birthday dinner while I get the picture that I took.
1, 2. So 3 out of the 6 were sober.
3? Okay, 3 out of 6. Where's the damn picture I took?
And,
I mean, and that's a big deal, because there would have been a period of time where, even though it was a school night, I'd have been like, oh, I'm about to get rock star wasted in here. Wasted.
Totally. Now my tummy can't handle it. I sound like a 7-year-old Care Bear, but my tummy hurts. Like, I don't know.
I think, and that's the thing that I want to ask people like Kiefer is like, dude, don't tell me. I don't care how famous you are. You know you hurting in the morning, dog.
Yeah, because you're an older person.
Yeah, well, one of the things that really was kind of pushing me toward down the road of not drinking, everybody's like, that's really cool. Please tell me how you stopped drinking. And it was really kind of selfish. I started feeling like shit. And like, then I would be thinking about it, like knowing, oh, I'm meeting Tory for drinks at 6 o'clock tonight. I'd be like 4 o'clock. I'm like, oh, my stomach's gonna hurt. So I started like dreading it, and to the point where like then when I'd be drinking, I'd be like, here, you're good. Here's your stomach ache. And I'd be like, I don't have to do this.
I know it's not like
yeah.
Yeah, and I also know that 7 types of different cancers has been related to alcohol. It's really a toxin. It's like very, very toxic, but I still enjoy a little bit at a time. I don't want to be speaking out of my
And also, I do think to put a fine point on it, there's medication now. So there's a reason that they used to call it grandpa's old cough medicine. Yeah. Because if you got a wicked cough, have some Jameson. Got a broken leg that didn't heal right from the factory, and health insurance hasn't been invented because that's not coming for another 50 years. Have some Jameson. And that's it. Do you have PTSD because you just got back from a war? And that term hasn't been invented yet. Have some Jameson. So
if you're a housewife that doesn't have any rights, have some gin and have it during the day and have it and hide it. I mean, absolutely agree.
I'm gonna clip that so it just seems like you're giving them advice. Have some gin during the day. Take a value. Hide it from your loved ones.
Enjoy it.
All right, Tory, I do want to talk about this real quick. Let's do it. Tour, I read this and I about fell out my chair. Zoe Saldana becomes the highest grossing actor ever.
excuse me. Her name is Zoe.
I tried to say it fast because I didn't know how to say it, and I'm dumb. I tried to blow through it. Zeta, and you know her, yo girl.
Zozadana.
What?
Zoe is, yes, go ahead. So sorry to interrupt, but I had to
Okay,
get you on that.
thank you. Zoe Saldana becomes the highest grossing actor ever. Multiple outlets report that she now tops the worldwide box office gross leaderboard thanks to a combined haul of her major franchise films. Avatar helping push her to the
Avatar.
top spot. What does this mean, that she's the biggest movie star, or that she's attached to the most big tent franchises?
I think that's what I agree with the latter. I think she got points on the back end. Very smart thing to do. And Avatar was just a money making machine. I never liked Avatar. I know I'm going to lose friends, but I'm not an Avatar fan. I was so bored in the theater. I didn't have any investment in the characters. I thought it was so stupid. And the way it's written in papyrus, I was like, come, it's just
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
So
I
she
mean,
was in
well,
the
that's how
Avengers.
I feel about Stranger Things, and that's been my
Fair,
issue. Is like, I know
fair.
people watch it, but
Yeah.
Tory, I told you and Sarah, I was like, I don't want to see anything where a 13-year-old is a hero. You can't drive a car. Don't tell me that you're going to fix this. Get out of here. And
Well,
it takes me out of it.
it's fair.
Yeah.
It's very fair with you. Yeah, it is a visual movie.
Do we know who the
Yeah,
second? I would guess
Adele Dazeem, who is the second top grossing actor. Now, is this actor or actress? Who's
either
the
one.
top?
I think The Rock used to be, but I don't think.
No,
I
not
bet you it might. Is it Timothy Chalamet?
I would think it's Leo.
But Timothy got those Dune movies.
Yeah, but
Those always bringing up a
yeah.
lot. Plus, he gets his other independent stuff. I'm going with Tim.
Okay, Tim Chalamet, Timothée. I definitely think it's not Hanks. Oh, it's ScarJo. Nice.
What is she in?
15
Like
points.
X-Men?
She's Black Widow in the Avengers, is in the Marvel series. It has to be someone in a franchise. I totally agree. And ScarJo's delightful, by the way. I love Scarlett Johansson.
She seems mad cool.
She's married to Colin Jost. Like, she's got a great sense of humor. I like her picks in movies. Anyway, that was my take.
Do you know what just hit me when I said the X-Men, Tory? And I'm sure the colleagues can agree. There's a period of my life where I was like, oh, I'm going to catch up on all these X-Men movies, and then I'll start watching them. And there are like 27 of them now.
You went right past you.
And there is no way. I used to go to comic book conventions. That's what a nerd I was. I used to go to a comic book store in Cleveland Heights called North Coast Nostalgia. I don't know why it was called that. It was right across the street from Cleveland Heights High School, where Travis and Jason Kelsey went to high school. And that would be a big treat for me because there was a McDonald's attached. And like going to that comic book store and going to a McDonald's was like, it was such a big deal to me. I can't explain like how happy. Like, to go eat a fish sandwich and then just go look through comics for an hour. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. The movies to me it was all just, I'm going to sound 85 years old, but it was like so many things are blowing up and I can't hear and it's so dark and there's no character investment. I like a character that I can like hold on to. You know what I mean?
Tory, that's why you got to come on to our family and colleagues. Y'all better be with me when I say this. This needs to be a low-key side adjacent Planet of the Apes podcast. Me and Sar sat there and because you can go online and figure out the order you're supposed to watch them in, because there's like 5 of them. And it's weird because the last one ends with the one in 1979. That's actually the last one in the series. But it is so well done. It is like, you will be like, it's beautiful. The story is beautiful, and there's not that, I'm sure nerds have poked holes in it, but the timeline makes sense.
You damn dirty apes.
It's so good, Tory. Are there Planet of the Apes people in colleagues here?
That's
because
like 10 years ago.
I know, but you can still watch the trilogy. I think Star Wars happened a while back. People still peep that.
And no one's talking about the X-Men anymore. It's like Avengers and Captain America.
We should do a superhero quiz because Captain America is in the Avengers, right?
I think.
Hmm.
And it's Brie Larson. I know that. She plays Captain America. But wait.
No, she's Captain Marvel.
Oh,
Captain America is a dude.
is that Chris Evans guy?
Santa Claus is white.
Jesus Christ was white. Santa Claus is white.
It's my favorite thing she's ever said.
It's crazy.
Oh, I feel like she said that just for me. All right, Tory. That is, I don't know where that. Yeah, I want to see where my Planet of the Apes people are at. Tory, that could be our thing. You could come over and watch Planet of the Apes.
That'll be fun. I do. I mean, I enjoyed the Mark Wahlberg even, but and the what's the one? What's his name? The old guy with the guns. The guy with the guns, the famous one, Charles
Manson.
Bronson.
Yes,
I think that's
I said
it.
Manson, so my credibility's gone. All right, Tory, let's do this.
Okay, I have a good one.
Hey, this better be like a really good one.
And by the way, this is such a transition because I'm a professional. It goes from Planet of the Apes to which planet? Which planet of them all, the only one that can float in water?
Jupiter?
Incorrect.
It's a gas planet.
You're a gas planet. It's also huge, but it's not Neptune. Nope. Anyone want to write in? I see people Neptune. No, it's not Neptune, y'all. Earth? Nope. No, Sea Dog. I appreciate the.
Get to it.
Okay, Saturn. I got yelled at.
Wait, Saturn. Why Saturn?
Saturn is the wait, where is this?
Is this about density?
Saturn is the only planet in our solar system that can float on water. It is the lowest of every planet. The density is the lowest on Saturn. For comparison, Jupiter is almost twice the density of Saturn, and the next closest density is Uranus. Okay, Uranus.
Did you know Uranus has a ring like Saturn does?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not as noticeable. Like Saturn definitely was like the hot girl that goes, I'm wearing my ring, don't wear it to the dance. But a lot of other planets do have those. It's just like not as pronounced.
Yeah, and they have a lot of moons too. I do want to say this. You would need 427,000 times more water than the whole of Earth's ocean to float Saturn, but it will float.
I don't, when you're saying that, there's no way you could prove that. I would, it will, trust me.
It will float.
I just, and I think that's why
lowest.
I'm obsessed with that movie Interstellar, and I know we're mentioning it too much on the show, but just because it was the first time, I have a fascination with the planets, as does my autistic son. And just like they're so, after you get outside of the asteroid belt, like they're the boring ones like Earth and Mercury and Mars. We're like solid. We're basically a big rock. After you get outside of the asteroid belt, the planets are fucking dope. They're like different colors and shit. It's like when you go to that other neighborhood and you're like, oh, I see why my parents didn't want me to come downtown. It's way cooler over here. It's like, it's just like other planets are so dope, and ours is like just a big rock. Even though our moon's great.
Our moon is great, but by the way, there's a famous placemat with all the planets and stuff that kids would play with, and in the corner was Pluto, and it had like a tear in its eye, and someone was like, that's because we called it not a planet anymore. I feel so sad.
It's not. Pluto's just a big rock.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry to Pluto, but we are thankful for y'all colleagues. Tory, I'm thankful for your shades. I was really about to wear my shades today.
Oh, really?
Should I put them on and we'll end the show like that? Hold on.
What did we used to call you? Shades Jackson?
Shades Jackson. Shades, my alter ego.
Your alter ego in DBL. By the way, anyone who watches DBL, I went into my dressing room. I happened to work out of the exact same studio as DBL. And guess what was in my dressing room? A note from Big Jeff that just said, "You still stink." I loved it. Oh, so great. And not only did it say, "You still stink, Big Jeff," then on my tanning mitt, it said, "Gross." Such a jerk.
Tory, I love you. It's so much fun at your birthday the other day.
It was the best.
Yes.
The steaks were not great, but it was the best.
Listen, we're not going to say that because they hooked us up. So steaks were great. Yeah, they were. All right.
I said they were harder than Michael Dean's biceps.
Can I just? All right, I'm going to do it for the. I'm going to do it for the colleagues. What Michael Dean did at dinner. Can I do it?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, because so y'all have the colleagues, y'all have to understand. I'm sitting right across from Michael Dean. Little Star is right next to me, so I'm just looking at Michael Dean, and he is working his ass off with this. I mean, this was his tricep workout, and at some point, like Michael Dean, and this is exactly what he's working, and he just goes like this. Threw his knife, the steak knife, and the fork on the plate, like who's the chef, the famous chef Gordon Ramsay, just like this is just
raw.
Yeah.
It needed to be like more raw. It needed to be a bit more raw.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later because we'd love for them to hook us up at some point. Sorry guys, all lies, and we're talking about Ponderosa. All right. And with that said, on behalf of Michael Dean, my girl Tory, and myself, thank you, colleagues, for continuing to show love to the show. You guys know where we'll be right back here tomorrow. The Shades crew. We need to pick a day and just do a show in Shades.
For sure. And we do all stories that are shady.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that good?
I think you came up with something.
I know.
Right, we love the hell at you. Stay safe out there. And I say that a lot, but like now I really mean it weirdly.
Yeah, now you have to be safe.
Be safe. I'm like, be safe going to the grocery store. My mom used to do that. She'd be like, be safe. And I'd be like, it's fine. And I'd be like, I will.
No, for real. Yeah, it really is.
Love ya.